Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. It's Ameen here with MuslimCEO.com. And in this quick video, I'm going to explain to you what A/B testing is. Now, you might have heard this in another term, which is split testing. And what basically it is showing your prospects, potential customers, leads, Facebook followers, visitors of your website, showing different groups of people, different versions of a page. In this example, we're going to talk about a page, but we could do split testing for different ads, for example. We could do split testing for different prices, but we're going to talk about how it applies to a page. So as you can see on screen, I've just given a simple diagram here. This is an example of an A/B test. So let's say we've got a page on our website, which is a very important page. It's the page in which people decide, am I going to buy this course or not, let's say. And so here it's saying we're sending 50% of the visitors of this page to variation A. Okay, this is one version of the page. Let's say, for example, usually the best practice with A/B testing is to keep both pages very similar, except one element is vastly different. So, for example, on page A, on variation A, we could say the headline says, gain Islamic knowledge now. And variation B, the headline says, follow in the footsteps of the great scholars of the past. Okay, everything else about these pages would be the same, because you want to control for that variation. You want to make sure that the change in the different pages is because of that isolated thing. You want to isolate the change. Otherwise, if each page is completely different, you won't have any idea what caused the different results. Okay, and therefore the best practice is to have two pages very similar, but you make a significant change in one isolated element of that page. Okay, so on this page, on the variation A, it's got one headline. On variation B, it's got another headline. Everything else is the same. And we're sending half the visitors here and half the visitors here, right? And that's very easy to do with a lot of the different software out there. Now, this is after we've set up our test in our software, we're going to see the results of it. And how do we judge the results? Well, it's by conversion in this case. What percentage of people bought this course versus in one page versus the other? So as we can see in variation A, in this example, 21% of people bought the course. And in variation B, 38% of people bought the course. So therefore, as long as the numbers are enough, as long as, for example, we've sent at least 1,000 people to this page, for example, that would mean 500 in one version and 500 in the other, then we could say, okay, page B beats the control. Page B is better than the control. And there's a good reason for us to assume that it's not because of randomness. It's because of variation B is actually better. That headline is actually more persuasive. Okay, and based on that, what would we do? We would say, okay, now we're going to send 100% of our visitors to page B because it performs better. This is a little summary of how split testing works. And if you think about it, you can even implement it offline, right? So let's say you had flyers. You can make two versions of flyers. Each flyer can have a different phone number on it, right? Or a different link, in it. And then when people, based on people's response to the different flyer, you can judge because they're calling a different number, okay? And this is something that has been done but since back in the day when people used to sell through direct mail, okay, through sending post to you and eliciting sales from you. Okay, so this has been Ameen with MuslimCEO.com. See you around.